Hi, my name is Sarah Willis, and today I'm going to be talking about my number one key in my 11 key system for how I overcame borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder type 2, and narcissistic abuse. Just basically, complex PTSD. So this is key number one for a reason. It's very important to remove toxicity in your life, from within and from without, before you start to heal. If you're still putting out emotional fires and stuff, or if you're still going back to that toxicity, you're not going to heal. So it's just the first step before we can progress together in healing. You first have to really remove toxicity, and this is for anybody. It's not good for anybody to be around toxic people and to have toxic thinking in their own thoughts and their own heads. So, toxicity, narcissism, the Jezebel spirit, energy-vampirism, Wetiko. These are just a few names of this phenomenon that occurs within human beings. It doesn't matter what you call it. I kind of oscillate between Jezebel spirit and Wetiko, but narcissism, none of them really effectively communicate what it is. And that's what I'm going to try to talk to you about, the nature of this toxicity, the nature of this mind virus. We all know how people have it and they use it to destroy other people. But what about the people who they have been destroyed by? Those people those people they're destroying. What's it like for them on their end? How does it present for them? So let me just describe it to you this way. It is an insidious, counterfeit, cannibalistic spirit that basically consumes the life force or the light in other people. It's pretty basic about what it is. And it's a paradox because technically it doesn't even exist. So it's such a paradox that something that doesn't exist that could not only destroy a human being but the world around it. If we zoom out, we can see the Jezebel spirit or Wetiko or narcissism playing out in the world at large, in our banking system, destroying the rainforest. That's a whole nother video. I don't know if I'll ever talk about that, but I'm trying to get you a clear understanding how it works on an individual person and also as a collective, as a whole, as a species. Let's see. So it's kind of like a virus, kind of sort of a mind parasite. I had this parasite within me for my whole life until I had a plant spirit medicine ceremony, and I could somehow break away from that thinking. I had to control, alt, delete on my mind, body, and my spirit. And now I can clearly look back, and it was all just this, this lie that had germinate within me and from my childhood abuse. So once you can see this entity or force or energy in yourself and in other people, once you have discernment and intuition and you can sense it in yourself and in others, it's kind of like unplugging from the matrix, or it's kind of walking away from that, which sounds so simple, but that's basically what it was. Now I can see it. I don't have to feed it. Like I said, it's a cannibalistic spirit. So don't give it any energy. Don't give it any your attention. If you have a negative thought, remove it. Don't think about it. If you have negative people in your life, remove those people. Go no contact, or limit the contact you have with them. I went no contact with my mother and many of my friends and people from my past, and it's easy for me now to say, oh, just remove them, but there is such a thing as Stockholm syndrome or trauma bonding or soul ties. Those are all different names for essentially the same thing. It's when somebody falls in love with their abuser and they can't leave them. It sounds so crazy, but I had many relationships, and it was like getting over a drug, it was almost impossible to just leave. And I did eventually leave, but it was so hard, and I wish I had a remedy for that, but just time, and over time I healed, and I didn't have that disgusting soul tie or that need to be with them. Let's see. I'm really just making it sounds so simple, but it's so complex. It's something you can't really communicate by words, what this energy does to a person. It's the same force that's causing the junkie to shoot up, and it's, like I said, it's the same force consuming the rainforest or destroying the rainforest. It knows no bounds, and it's in many movies as well. If you look for the hidden meaning in movies, that's really what it's about. Okay, so again, I really stress how important it is to name it, whether you call it the Jezebel spirit, whether you call it narcissism, energy-vampirism, the spaghetti monster. I don't really care what you call it. Just try to see it in yourself. This entity in your own head as well as outside of you. It's in us and in every one of us. It's just to a certain degree. Once someone goes full-blown Wetiko or full-blown Jezebel spirit, they're basically a conduit or a channel to another place, not a good place. Some people say that narcissists are not, or psychopaths or sociopaths, they're not really human, and that's kind of true. They're not really human. They're not in touch with their own humanity, whether by birth or by traumatic experiences in their upbringing, but they're not connected to their heart. They're not connected to their own soul and empathy to other human beings, so they have to prey upon other people to get supply, to get energy from people. So like I said, don't feed the Wetiko. Don't feed Jezebel. Do not tolerate the Jezebel spirit. Remove it. Remove toxicity. Okay, and a lot of people, I'm going to break it down in a 4-part way of looking at it. And number 1, it's AACC. So first is awareness. You have to be aware that this phenomenon takes place and see it and really be aware that it happens. And the second one, A, is acknowledgement, and that's validating your experience and really honoring that this happened to you, and you need to recognize that you need to heal for this and give yourself time and patience and love and compassion to do so. And a lot of people just get stuck on those two. I know I was just engrossed with just being aware of it, getting to know more about it, but that brings me to my third step, compassion. You have to have compassion. You have to expand your compassion for yourself and your experience. And number 4, which is the creative spirit, and that's making something new. A lot of people, they get stuck on learning about narcissists and what they do. I know I thought it was really fascinating just to learn all I could about this abuse that I endured, but that really just feeds it. You have to just be aware of it, that it exists, but don't dwell on it. You have, each day is a new day to create something new, to create life art or music. I'm a musician, and I create music. And that's what we need to do. We need to take our creative abilities and utilize them and channel them into something healthy. I don't know if some of you might have seen the movie Never Ending Story, and it's about the nothing consuming everything. And at the end, the childlike empress says how to get Fantasia back is you make as many wishes as you want, and the more Fantasia will become, the more we create and can imagine a new world, the more this spirit will go away, this Wetiko that's plaguing ourselves as a species and our planet. So this is really brief. There's so much to talk about the subject. It's so complex, and there's a lot that I still don't know, that I'm still trying to learn. But it's good just to step in your own power, and when you can see it, you can step into your power with the awareness and the acknowledgement. It loses, once you can see it for what it is, it loses its power, and you become empowered. You don't have to worry about being a victim of this anymore, because you can sense it in people, you can feel it, and just to avoid it altogether. I wish I would have known about this phenomenon that occurs with people. I wish, I'm surprised in all my appointments with doctors and psychologists and no one ever talked to me about narcissism, and it's not talked about in schools. We need to start talking about this. We need to start having a discussion about narcissism and energy vampirism. I know it's coming more and more prevalent, but just start to notice it and name it. Please name it something and see it. So yeah, if you have any questions or have concerns or need help, please reach out to me. My email address is below. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.